Channel 10.
Today's episode of Channel 10 Podcast is brought to you by channel10podcast.com. When you go to channel10podcast.com, you can check out our back catalog of great episodes, and you can also help support the show by clicking the store link and purchasing some Channel 10 Podcast merchandise. With that, let's start the show.
We used to be like CNN Channel 10. And we used to think that people would catch on.
You know,
but if you're not from Queens, if you don't got Time Warner or whatever, like, well, I didn't know that.
Do it, yo. Yo, roll up, man. It's a different channel, son. Roll up, on, man. Roll up, watch the channel, son. Different plane now, man.
It's all good.
Roll up, all good, baby, in every hood, son. Roll up, yo. CNN, Network, Channel 10. It's on again. Street niggas, it's grown men. Bold face, gat in your face. Stay in place, yo, crime lace. Cats more beef than Scarface. CNN, Network, Channel 10. It's on again. Street niggas, that's grown men. Bold face, gat in your face. Stay in place, yo.
Call is now being recorded.
Yo.
Yo.
We're back once again. It's the Channel 10 Podcast, and I am the almighty AR, and I'm alongside
Singar Superior.
And the day is currently January 1st, 2016. We made it. Barely. How you feeling, man?
Oh man, I'm just mad tired. You know, after the party we had at my house, well into the wee hours of today.
Yeah.
You know, I was working on 1 hour of sleep and I had to go to work. So yeah, other than that, I'm cool. How about yourself?
I feel pretty good. I got a nice little nap in. I felt kind of bad because I was like, man, you have to, go to work and be up. Maybe I should stay up in solidarity. But then I was like, nah, my body just shut down. But, it's cool. I haven't had a chance to do my yearly reflections yet. I've just been running around. But, especially for this podcast, we started it and it's definitely grown from, just some phone conversations that we record and have drunk for like 4 hours to where we've had some esteemed guests and the views are picking up and people are paying attention. And, the feedback that we've been getting from people is that they're genuinely impressed. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, genuinely impressed, and some people who just didn't, who didn't exactly believe in it. They just thought it was like more or less a glorified hobby.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
And now people are like, oh, you guys did that?
Yeah.
So those are the interesting stories and conversations to have. But yeah, speaking of into the wee hours of the morning, and then you going to work. What were you telling me earlier about what happened to you at work?
oh yeah. So it really happens to me, but it's been happening lately, I guess. And so when I get really tired, especially when I'm at work, because I have to stand up pretty much most of the day, I get these really deep spells of drowsiness where I start hallucinating and I almost fall like on the floor. So
I'm sorry, laugh.
So, when you dropped me off, I was kind of okay, but I still didn't feel right. So actually, when I got the coffee in me, it still didn't exactly help. So when I got to like my first post, I was like looking at the floor was moving, and then I kind of blacked out, and then I woke up because I almost fell over. And mind you, I kind of dozed off against a door.
Oh man.
In front of people. So anyway, that happened, and then that happened like a good 3 times. I almost fell on the floor in the morning. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. I was just trying to make it to lunch so I can have a power nap. But then I started hallucinating. And so, I work with kids all day during the winter break, and essentially, I was kind of talking to myself at certain points because I guess I would doze off and then I would have like a dream that a kid came up and talked to me, and then so I would wake up and I could like I could tell that I was uttering something, and then people were looking at me. So I can only imagine that you have all these white people, these middle class white people. I'm this nigga with this hair. They probably think I'm on something, like on Molly or some shit. So yeah, man. Then I was writing something, and next thing I knew, like it was something about a kid and a demon, and something that I saw, and then it went away really fast. It was some creepy shit. Just like other hallucinations. Like I thought that like a manager came up to me, but it didn't happen. At least I don't think it happened.
But you know what that is, right? I believe that's since you don't have the sleep, your brain is still trying to dream, and so basically you're dreaming while you're awake. Because I've had that happen to me on numerous occasions, like especially when I'm driving, and like I might see like a fire hydrant, and it looks like some type of little child leprechaun, or like it's been times where I've been driving and I think somebody's in the passenger seat, and then I look over and there's nobody there, and I have to kind of get myself on track. But yeah, sleep is definitely important. Like I think I'm about to take one of these melatonin pills tonight, and get my melatonin back in balance and all that. Melatonin magic, like Cannabis said.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
I always think that Most Def made melatonin magic. It just sounds like something he would make.
Nah, what was his thing? True Magic.
Yeah. That wasn't a bad album, actually.
None of his albums are really bad albums to me.
Yeah, I guess. I like the packaging for it too.
Yeah. The packaging was definitely revolutionary. I wonder what the conversation was like between Mos Def and Kanye West when Kanye West dropped Yeezus.
That's right. Yeah, that had some bare packaging as well.
Yeah, just a clear case, and Mos Def or Yasin Bey is good music affiliated, so I'm sure that wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I guess speaking of music, what I guess, was there anything that stood out to you from this past year, or anything that you think you'll take with you into the future? No pun intended. I didn't mean that. But something from 2015 that is going to stick with you to 2018.
That's a long time. Right now, maybe Future. I don't know. I really think at this point we are in like a golden age of trap music, and just based on his Monster mixtape and the other two mixtapes he's had, and even DS2 to a certain extent. I feel like trap music is kind of its own genre at this point. Because Future really isn't exactly rapping anymore. He is just he's doing like some MIA type stuff. He's harmonizing and he's saying words and a cadence, but it's not exactly hip hop.
Hold on, was Future on MIA's last album?
No. Remember, she had Hit Boy. Hit Boy did like a lot of stuff.
Okay. Yeah. That would be a dope collaboration. Now that you just mentioned it.
That would be interesting. Because now she's getting like more into auto-tune, and stuff like that. Yeah, but even like the beats, man. Like the beats. I think I've told you this last week. If I was listening to Young Jeezy when he first came out, and Future came from the future and told me like, hey, trap music 10 years from now is going to be totally different. I'm gonna have this album called DS2, and it's gonna have certain beats on that I think you would like. I would have told him to get the fuck out, because I wouldn't have believed him. And now I'm just kind of amazed at how much trap music has progressed. And you have people like Metro Boomin and DJ Eskimo City doing all this stuff on FL Studio and the laptop. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's just interesting too. Like, when you first think of the term trap music, I think of T.I. and I think of his first two albums where, you know, sonically it was kind of East Coasty, like, you know, a lot of those records, especially, you know, I think that song that he had called Trap Music, from what I can remember, I used to ride around to that, and, you know, it was Southern, but it was reminiscent of like East Coast lyrical hip hop with like a drug, I guess, you know, content wise, it was, you know, trap content. And then with Jeezy, it kind of evolved more into the 808 type sound. And then now you have what we have now, which I guess, to me, there's three different types of trap music. There's the early 2000s stuff where trap music is referring to just, you know, rapping about the Southern drug, dope boy, D-boy culture. Then there's the hip hop trap music like Future. And then there's the EDM trap music, which is kind of branched off. And that's like Major Lazer to some degree with some of that stuff. And Bauer and that stuff that Just Blaze is doing now and that whole type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about you? What artist or music?
I mean, of course, you know, to be cliche, Kendrick, of course. To Pimp a Butterfly. That really stands out. Just that song, All Right. I mean, just the whole presentation of it. I think the West Coast as a whole, that whole clique. Because, like, another thing that really stands out to me is Kamasi Washington. That 3-disc jazz album, The Epic. And then Kamasi had you know, he played a lot on To Pimp a Butterfly. But just his album and just, you know, just the, just how lush it is sonically, because it's like jazz music with an orchestra, and then sometimes when he's playing the horn, it's like it's just screaming, and he just goes on these musical rants with it. It's really interesting to me. So, I guess the resurgence of jazzy type of sounds, that kind of sticks with me. I guess individual songs, Big Sean's Blessed that we were talking about earlier. I think in a couple years, his song "I Ain't Fucking With You" is going to be like a party favorite for years to come. Let me see, what else would I listen to a lot? Travis Scott.
Yeah,
I find myself listening to that a lot. Who else? It's not really the things that I would have expected for the most part. I think Game's documentary 2 is really dope. I kind of forgot about what's his name's album, Dr. Dre. That kind of just, you know, went to the wayside. And that Jay Dilla project was dope. But I don't know. I have a couple things that I'm also looking forward to from this year. Oh yeah, of course, the whole Meek Mill and Drake thing. You know, that was the big overshadowing of 2015. Oh, my laptop finally decided it wants to start. It's been starting for the past like 40 minutes. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to Drake's Views from the 6 to see what that's going to sound like. I kind of feel like it's going to be like some type of R&B soft stuff though. Who else am I looking forward to? Pusha T's King Push album I'm looking forward to. Run the Jewels 3. I'm looking forward to that.
Damn, they just came out with Run the Jewels too.
That came out in 2014, I believe. Damn. Towards the end.
They work fast, man, because what was it called? Rap Music, Killer Mike's album, and then the LP. They both came out in 2012. They came out with Run the Jewels in 2013 because I saw them maybe like a month or two before they turned into Run the Jewels. And now they're coming out. So I was like, damn, I've never seen LP be this productive ever in his life.
Guess he got off the drugs.
He was on drugs.
I assume so. Looking at him and listening to the music.
Well, apparently he is just on weed and alcohol.
Oh, I just assumed he was on all kind of stuff.
I don't know. He doesn't really strike me as the type of person, honestly. A$AP Rock's a different story.
That's one thing. Like, I've been meaning to get into him. Didn't he have an album that came out recently, or relatively recently?
Yeah, Skeleton.
Okay.
Remember, I was trying to get y'all to listen to it. It came out like 2011, 2012.
I thought he had something a bit more recent. Maybe it was like an EP or something.
Oh, maybe because I know. Yeah, he did do something like for free or something like that. But Skeleton was like a really good album. And me personally, I don't exactly care for A$AP Rock.
I just like that one song. Well, it was two songs, Daylight and Nightlight, from back in the day, like way back in the day. You remember those?
Isn't that what from like Hell's Winter, or is that Cage's album?
That's Cage's album, I think. I forget what it was. Back during the heyday of Def Jux. I gotta get their whole catalog and really go through it.
Is all that stuff on? Is that stuff like available on Tidal and Spotify?
Last time I checked, some of it is and some of it isn't. But yeah, we're gonna have to definitely check through that. But anything you looking forward to out of this year?
I mean, I guess some new the Doom and Ghostface project.
Oh yeah.
That
I'm scared.
I'm scared too. I think there was something else that I can't think of right now.
I know Ghostface said he was trying to get Killer Priest and Tragedy Gaddafi together to do an album.
What was this?
When he announced the Doom project is coming out in February.
Oh, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would. I mean, I guess I'm at this point. I'm curious to see how Drake's album is going to be because, honestly, if you're reading this, it's too late. Probably one of his grimiest album to date.
Yeah.
And it was still lush and cinematic.
Yeah.
Still had what does Big Ghost call? Like he had the powder hands or whatever like that.
Pixie dust.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens in Maybach Music Group this year after Rick Ross's disappointing sales with his album, and then Meek Mill was going to jail in February.
I thought he was only doing community service.
I thought that too. No, I think he was just doing community service because what he does, and
of course,
he was saying that he said that his PO always comes out and watches over him whenever he's out doing something, like if he's doing some community service or something, and they said that's very rare. Like a PO isn't supposed to do that, but they really have it out for him. So, so yeah, Meek Mill's going to jail. So, you pretty much just have Wale. And who knows if he has an album scheduled or, what he has going on. Hopefully he can do that Go-Go album. I want to hear what that sounds like.
It's not going to sell any records. It's only going to sell like 50,000 copies. So pretty much everyone in DC's going to buy it and they're going to call it a day.
I mean, you never know. I mean, also, people in New Orleans might buy it. Remember what Gista said?
Oh, yeah.
Go-Go, it was almost about to be like a national genre at one point. I think Trouble Funk is the most sampled act ever, even more so than James Brown.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think James Brown is number 2.
Who'll be number 3?
I forgot.
Probably George Clinton or like Parliament.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think they were talking about on NPR one time, like years ago.
I'm sure they were.
But it'll be interesting. What else is interesting coming up this year? Gucci Mane's supposed to get out of jail, so that's going to be interesting.
Maybe Max B can
get the pardon from Obama. Yo, Obama, man, free Max B, like, please. What else? We got freaking good music with Pusha T at the helm. He's trying to get another compilation going, I think. So that'll be cool to see.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the next Big Sean project is going to be like. A$AP Rocky, if he drops again, that'll be cool. MIA.
Oh, that's right.
That video, man, that Borders video. Did you see? We watched that, right?
I still have yet to watch the Borders video.
Oh man, it's very cinematic. Remember how the Bad Girls video was real cinematic?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is like on a whole nother level.
How long is it?
I mean, it's pretty much the length of the song. But I mean, just the imagery that's in the video, and you know, I'm just like, how did they do that? You know, with the people and all of that. So, but yeah, 2016 is going to be something. I'm curious to see what Baltimore is going to do on the national scene, in terms of that kid. Well, I can't think of his name right now. The Bank Rolls.
Oh, Take Cobain.
Yeah, Take Cobain. What he's going to do. What King Los is going to do. And was it you who told me that Young Moose is signed to? Who's he signed to?
Lil Boosie.
Lil Boosie, yeah. What he's going to do. Lil Boosie just dropped the album too, I think. So it'll be, you know, it'll be cool to see what type of impact Baltimore has on the game on like a big level.
Yeah.
If at all.
I mean, I think we've been down this road before, but you know, I mean, Los is pretty much already, you know, carved out like a little niche for himself.
Yeah.
So he has his fan base, and I mean, I'm not too sure about Take Cobain, but I'm sure Young Moose could probably do the same thing under Lil Boosie.
Yeah.
All he has to do is keep, you know, perform with him, open up for him whenever he comes here.
Yeah. You know, Boosie's the king of Baltimore. That's what he said.
Yeah.
It's kind of true.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get them on, man.
Yeah. You know, if you're listening, you know, reach out if you have anybody who you want to get on the show. You know, let them know and let us know. Hit us up, channel10podcast@gmail.com, baby. But yeah, man. I'm curious to see what TDE is going to do next too. Because they've been J-Rock's album didn't really sell too much. It didn't really put a whole lot behind it. And then Schoolboy Q is supposed to drop again. And then what are they going to do with SZA and Isaiah Rashad? I know Isaiah's been dropping records here and there, so I guess they'll probably do their little independent projects that's just through TDE to kind of build them up. But
I don't know, SZA's already had like 4 of them, hasn't she?
I think only one of them came out while she was under TDE.
Oh.
Yeah, she's had 3 of them. I think she had S, Z, and A. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Prime 2.
They come out with the second one?
Yeah.
I saw you had to listen to the first one.
Oh, they just re-released the deluxe edition with some extra songs.
I mean, I listened to most of it, you know, from the Combat Jack show. And, you know, in your car, but other than that. Yeah, I got a lot of shit I gotta listen to.
Adrian Young is dropping an album, and in true RZA fashion, RZA dropped a remix to one of the songs that hasn't come out yet.
Oh, of course.
So I don't know what's up with that, but you know, maybe interesting to hear a new Adrian Young album. He I think for this new Prime album, he's making exclusive stuff for DJ Premier to sample. So
Just imagine how easy that is, man. You just have these free samples.
yeah, you just got a guy like, make me some samples so I can chop them up. I think on the last one, Adrian Young just gave him a bunch of music from his projects to sample.
Yeah, a lot of stuff came from. It's crazy. It's crazy thing that I've known about him for like the past 5 years now. The one about it's something about April. I know it has the word April in the name of the album. So yeah, I mean it's pretty interesting like how you took like a lot of those samples.
Yeah. And what do you think about? It seems to me now, it's like I think there's a rise of instrumentation and instrumentalism in hip hop to where people who are actually playing on records are getting name recognition. Because you got Thundercat, Terrence Martin, Flying Lotus, Kamasi Washington, Adrian Young. Like these people just, they play instruments and they're getting, credits on the songs as featuring artists and stuff like that. So, what do you make of that?
I think trap has a lot to do with it. Because I remember we had a conversation years ago around like the time of Jeezy's album and everything like that, and we talked about, you made a comment and you said something about the reason why trap beats have to be so, I guess, so orchestrated, all these different sounds being used, different chord progressions, because, a lot of the, I guess the songwriters, they don't really have good lyrics. So they have to kind of like mask it. And so I think that, this whole fascination with trap kind of helped out, instrumentalists like Zaytoven and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of get their foot in, and then, look at Kendrick's album. He had a lot of trap stuff, trappy sounding beats like, We're Gonna Be Alright and stuff like that, so.
And people playing over them and everything. Mm-hmm. And also, I guess now you have this thing where producers are working together more. Like, especially like, the whole Atlanta thing where, Metro Boomin and Southside and all these people, they all just get together and make beats. And, oh yeah, we got this beat. Let's go get Zaytoven and play something on it. So, I guess just spreading love, getting, making music more of a collaborative effort and then giving people the credit for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, if you ever like look on YouTube and look at the videos of Southside and TM88 making beats, like it's like a party. It's pretty much like if Nas was at the studio. Like they had like the main person was making the beat, everyone just sitting around nodding their heads, just tapping on this small ass laptop, going crazy, and then then they'll send it to someone else or whatever like that, and somehow some way Zaytoven happens to be in town. And he just loves the beat so much he'll just start playing pianos over it or something like that.
That's dope though. That's like a nice organic type of process.
Oh, and this is something too. Alright, so if you open up FL Studio, like that like electric sound plays. I think it was Southside. Apparently when he opens his FL Studio, it says 808 Mafia. How do you do that?
I guess you could go find the actual WAV file for that sound and just make another sound and name it that same file and just replace it.
I gotta do that. That would be so hard.
Did he have his FL Studio decked out with like a different background and stuff?
Not that I recall, but I'm way behind on FL Studio right now, man. Like I just officially upgraded to 8.
Shit, I'm on 11, man.
11's the newest one, right?
Yeah.
I think these videos were a bit older, so maybe they were using 10.
Yeah, I gotta get that's another thing I'm trying to do this year is like get my studio back up and running with a good workflow, and like I gotta get I don't want to be stuck on FL Studio. Like I want to definitely get back into Reason because since I've last used it, they've expanded and done all this kind of cool stuff, and you can record on it too. I want to learn Ableton and start messing with that some more. Get back on my Pro Tools grind, and because I used to just make beats just straight in Pro Tools, and then I would rewire other stuff into it and just play. And then next couple of months I'm getting a new guitar, so I'm about to be strumming away. So I'm very excited for all the music that's about to come out of my mind into the world.
Yeah, right now I'm